Hello, guys. Welcome back to another live at Voice of Crypto with David Blunt. Today, we have a very special guest, but let me know if you can hear me, if everything is working perfectly. Any questions, just leave in the comments down below, and we'll be happy to potentially reply you. And guys, we are approaching the Dijon Summit, 16th of September in Singapore. Voice of Crypto is hosting this incredible event, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey. I'm very excited. Before we get into any content, I would love to do our quick disclaimer. None of this content is a financial advice. You must do your own market research. With that in place, the easiest way to access the event, just go to Voice of Crypto website and get your tickets, get ready. And yeah, today we're talking about, is AI the future of internet? And we have a very special guest today, Peter Peng, the founder of GPT Protocol. I will bring him on the stage. Hello, Peter. Thank you. And nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Hemilly. How are you?
Very, very good. Very excited. Would you please introduce yourself a little bit for us?
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Peter Peng. I'm the founder and CEO of GPT Protocol. What we're focused on is really connecting open source AI developers to crowdsource AI compute power, really enabling the next version of the internet to happen, which is what we're calling, Web 4, right? Which is the internet of AI. And really, Web 4 is a symbiotic web, and it leverages all of these different emerging technologies that weren't able to like fully commercialize in the past, right? So like, blockchain, AI, the metaverse, AR, VR, all of these emerging technologies are all going to culminate and start to create their own internet, right? Which is Web 4. And really, what we've been seeing is like different maturation cycles in these different periods of the internet. So just a little bit of a background on myself. I've always been a technology entrepreneur for about over 20 years. So I've seen, Web 1, where we're just, creating like brochure websites for clients, right? And then we saw that move into like Web 2, where the database started to happen, and open source technologies like WordPress came out, and really that created like the WordPress moment where Web 2 started to kind of flourish, and then we started to see like the next like Google's and Facebook's kind of emerge out of Web 2, right? Web 3, I also believe, is the internet of money, right? But I really feel like it was really purely experimental as well, right? So we saw like cryptocurrency start to happen. There was a boom and a bust there, right? Just like the .com boom and bust. There was NFTs, which led to a run up, but we're starting to see that move into a more organized internet, right? And the next maturation cycle is going to start to happen as well, right? And we're starting to see like large institutions like BlackRock and Van Eck and a lot of these major Wall Street institutions start to get into the crypto game and give exposure to their clients, right? And really, the way I look at it is, are they doing this because they see potential in infrastructure building, right? And the next version of the internet? Because I really don't think it's going to be like they're investing and giving their institution or institutional clients, exposure to just meme coins, right? I think there's really, as the builders start to move into this space, we're going to start to see, the next trillions of dollars start to pour into, this next version of the internet. So we're starting to see, the cusp of what we're, Web 3 to Web 4, right? Where it's not, 100% decentralized like Bitcoin, but we're starting to see like business use cases, and I really believe that's going to be driven by the adoption of AI technologies that are on chain, right?
Yeah, I love that actually because I feel like I'm already in Web 4. Web 3 is quite, saturated at the moment. But it's very interesting. I would love to know more on the futures, what you guys actually launching as futures. I'm very, very optimistic about AI. I know there is a lot of people scared and stuff, but AI is so good.
Yeah, definitely. And really, this is a culmination of some of my life's work in AI, right? So, I got started in 2014 at the intersection of AI and IoT. Um, you know, I worked at a company called Unikey Technologies. We shipped the first mass market smart lock in partnership with Kwikset, which is North America's largest lock manufacturer. So in that lock, there was actually AI in that lock that could detect whether you're inside or outside of your door, right? To be able to unlock your door with your phone. And, kind of how I got that job is when I walked into the CEO's office with a Google Glass and said, this is the future of how people are going to start to lock and unlock doors with voice and visual technologies, right? So we're the first in the world to connect, an IoT device, to a Google Glass, right? So really rethinking that human-computer interaction. And we're starting to see that, voice technology start to become the new interface of AI, right? And then after that, I created a company called Jetson AI, which we built a more intelligent buying experience than, Amazon Alexa. So we actually signed a commercial partnership with Amazon Pay. Shopify, we had over 13,000 restaurants connected to our platform where we could allow people to order food, right, in New York City. And food is really one of the hardest things that you can, order, right? Because all of the different customizations, cuisines, and pronunciations of those, food items, right? So that went really well. Then COVID kind of happened, so kind of, shut the door on a lot of like R&D and like raising money for that. But what we saw was, we also didn't want to be subject to like ecosystem lock-in, right? Where, if someone wanted to order something on Amazon, they have to use Amazon Pay, or if they did on the Google Home, they'd have to use GPay. And then car companies were coming to us and saying, hey, we want to enable people to order food in their cars, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what payment system do you need, right? So, really where there are a lot of incumbents in, the Web2 space, we naturally started to move into Web3. So, and then with that, also the rise of LLM technologies and, fueled by, GPT, which is generative pre-trained transformers, which is like I call it the HTML of, the next internet, right? So, so that's really where we kind of birthed GPT Protocol. I wrote like a 9-page white paper like Satoshi, and then through our community in Discord, I like raised $3 million, right? So what we were able to do is really build out this technology, and what it is today is it's a layer 2 blockchain built on Polygon CDK. It's ZK enabled as well, so that allows AI data to actually have a verification and trust layer. And really what I say is we're really building the real open AI, right? And we were the first in the world to actually publish prompt and responses from the LLM to our layer 2 blockchain. So we were the first to do it to any blockchain, actually. So that was a really big milestone for us. And what we're doing right now is like we just launched a mainnet, and the scope has grown a lot as well. So we're kind of pioneering this thing called the AI-Fi, right? So for us, it's how does AI really start to look at the future of embedded and autonomous transactions, right? Like AI to AI transactions. You saw that Coinbase just really achieved that with one of their technologies as well. So it's not only us that's working on it. There's a lot of other players in the space that are working on it as well. So what we have done is we partnered with a company called 8Bond, right? 8Bond, they actually sold some bonds for GPT Protocol, almost $1 million worth of bonds. And they actually used to run this a decentralized exchange called, before moving to bonds, called ApeSwap, which was the number 1 or the number 3 DEX after PancakeSwap, right? And it had over 700 million in TVL. So, for us in our ecosystem, in our chain, and it's the first AI chain on Polygon CDK, right? So we wanted to launch a DEX that's really just focused on launching AI tokens, right? And then those tokens don't necessarily need to be represented by a specific project, right? It could just be like this vast data set that you used our AI tools, to train up, right? And then allow for token gating of that data, right? The ownership of that data, where you can then start to sell and license that to other companies that want to use that data as well. So, NeuroSwap is what we're doing here in the space. We're launching that in the next couple of weeks. We also have something called Synapse, right? There's all brain themed. Synapse, which is a layer 2 to layer 2 blockchain, which will allow us to have like interoperability between these different blockchains as well as every protocol. We're about to see an AI hype cycle, super cycle here coming up pretty soon. So, being able for these projects and protocols to become AI enabled using our AI infrastructure in a matter of minutes, just by pairing a token and allowing their users to use our infrastructure is really going to help, proliferate what we're doing really easily here. And having that layer 2 bridge called Synapse for going layer 2 to layer 2 is just really going to have light speed, interoperability between different blockchains as well. And that being said, we actually just partnered with a company called BitLayer, which they received an investment from Franklin Templeton. So they're the fastest growing layer 2 on Bitcoin, right? So being able to AI enable them in a matter of minutes, right? And then pairing with our token is really cool as well. And we're also launching another product called Cortex, and that's our AI DePIN platform. And that's really cool because what we've been doing is brokering the best rates on compute power, so that we can have this internal mining system, power some of our our core technologies like the GPT assistant, but then also allow other people in the network, like miners that want to earn rewards by joining this network as well, and to lend their compute power will allow us to help us scale as well, right? So OpenAI, for example, was trying to raise like $7 trillion, just for GPUs. But I think if we kind of build this as the next computing grid that has a decentralized model and an incentivization model, we could probably crowdsource it faster than they could raise $7 trillion. But yeah, so really, so the GPT assistant, NeuroSwap, Synapse, and then Cortex are really the 4 flagship products that we're launching here in Q4. So it's a really, really an exciting time for building infrastructure as well.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well done. Actually, I love tech. I love how things are very, very fast in tech. And a great question is, how will you transmit this message to the public? Like, how do you guys tend on the to-go market strategy, like to filter and make it super simple to everybody?
Yeah, I think the main thing is really creating a lot of Web3 has just been infrastructure building, right? So like there's so many different protocols, so many different things, but so the average person really can't really get into Web3, right? Like they have to really dissect all of these different components of Web3. But really what everyone does understand is the GPT assistant, right? Like every business or every organization is going to turn into an autonomous organization at some point, right? And a lot of these companies, like my brother-in-law, he's a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar trucking company with a contract with Walmart and things like that in South Florida. And he was like coming to me initially, and he was like, I want to use ChatGPT for my company, but I can't because I can't give him all this data. And really, the enterprise is kind of built on selling data, right? And so I think us being able to provide our open source tooling to these companies will help even move it into the Web 2 space, or like help cross the Web 2 space into the Web 3 space or the Web 4 space, right? This new internet of AI. So I really think that that's going to really the product should start to sell itself, but also at the same time, what we've been doing is really hitting a lot of different events, like crypto events, that really help us strike a lot of our different partnerships that will help us grow the ecosystem. So I think that was really important because like everything is done online, in Web3, but like the players that are offline, attending the events and striking these partnerships are, I think, really the ones that are building these deep partnerships. And really building high quality products, right? So then everybody's doxed and things like that, right? So all of these projects are high quality, and then also something for us, it's really getting our voice out there, right? So like getting on, this live with you right now is really helping, spread the word in terms of thought leadership and how people should be thinking about the future of AI, right? And the internet of AI. And we just actually created an X space for GPT Protocol, and we were just breaking records in terms of people that are coming in and listening to our space, and really having fruitful discussions on like the future of AI, how that's going to be integrated into society, and really the technology behind it as well. But really, when we think about building the internet of AI, it's really about building a censorship-resistant network of AI. It's just like, having your own chat GPT is like going to be like having your own website, and back in the day, right? So and as more and more people start to use our tooling to do that, they can then start to be connected with each other in a global censorship resistant network. So that's how we start to look at it, as the internet of AI, right? Instead of just one company, like OpenAI, just like taking over everything, right? I think there's going to be a lot of different types of ways to go about it, but I think ours can scale really quickly, and we have the ability for users to actually monetize their AI data, like own and monetize their AI data using the blockchain, right? So for example, if you use a GPT assistant to create a video, right? And that video, you want to publish it to our marketplace, you can go ahead and do that, right? And then someone would be able to purchase that NFT, right? And then you can have like royalties and things like that as well. So really allowing people to figure out how to make money in AI, and the average person to make money in AI, whether it be through investing into infrastructure, like just buying a few tokens, or actually just minting your human creativity, and putting that onto the blockchain. It's really actually going to build a more human protocol, right? And what we can build is really that global intelligence ledger that can be used to really set a baseline for any other LLM or large language model to be trained off as well, because it actually starts to capture human data in real time, right, and publish it to a ledger. So I really think it doesn't take the human out of the loop. What it does is it includes a human, because what we're seeing today is that there's a lot of synthetic data that's like, I say it's a kind of incestuous, because what happens is, you have AI data creating more AI data that then creates more AI data. So we kind of get lost in the sauce there. So,
Yeah.
For us being able to, always have our hand in documenting our relationship between AI and humanity, I think is really going to build a much more human protocol as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. Someone just comment, by the way, the future of AI GPT protocol is doing amazing work, decentralizing AI tech and true censorship resistant. Hashtag Web4. Yeah, I already feel like Web4 is the thing. I'm already in. I'm changing everything to Web4 now. um,
Yeah. For me, it's like Web3 like did a lot of amazing things for us, right?
yeah.
It showed us that we could take back control and ownership at an individual level of our data, right? And what we saw was Web1 was kind of experimental, right? Like people were just creating websites for anything, right? But then Web2 started to become more organized, right? And then we started to see the pendulum swing back to experimental with Web3. But then that started to lead to now Web4, right? So we're seeing the pendulum swing back to a more organized internet, where I think there's going to be a lot of enterprise adoption and just adoption in general. So very exciting.
Yeah. On the educational side, do you have like a masterclass or something to teach the community, or any ideas on that?
I think right now we don't, but that's actually a really good idea, right? Like to be able to create, some sort of masterclass on, how to become part of this new AI economy, right? That's about to emerge through this new AI internet that we're going to create. So, yeah, I think, and it would start off with our tools, right? So once those tools are published in in Q4, like, so we have some of the tools already published, like Genesis 3D, like a 3D, you can create digital artifacts and publish it. The GPT assistant's finished. But right now we're just launching, NeuroSwap, Synapse, and Cortex, which are all really close to being completed. So in Q4, all of that will be deployed. And then what we can do is then create like that master class that allows that maybe even I can go through and kind of talk through how we use these tools individually, and then why they're important to the ecosystem and why they're important to the infrastructure, right? So it's not just an LLM or like an AI or LLM technology. What it is it's really creating what I call AI-fi, right? So I think that's going to really be inclusive in helping people learn how to make money from it, and then also businesses to really
Yeah.
adopt the technology, because a lot of antiquated businesses, like if they start to adopt this type of technology and they have the data and they start to be the first in their industry to train it up, they can start to license that technology to even their competitors, right? So I think there's a lot that can be done here in terms of education, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as a business owner, it will change the entire game in a word.
Yeah.
David comment more interested in seeing the AI for VPN as its top priority for regular people. Do you have any opinion on it?
Yeah, I mean, AI for VPN, like for us, that's Cortex. That's our that's our Deepin platform, right? So for us, it allows people to, spin up a virtual machine and have our technologies there. And that can then be, tied to computing resources, right? And then we have pioneered a protocol called proof of resources that allows us to, capture that activity of processing AI tasks on chain, right? And what that does is it, allows us to allows people to essentially crowdsource more compute power as they create their models, right? Like if I was the average developer before, and I was creating, a large language model, and it was really cool, but I had no way of raising like $10 billion, like OpenAI. You can start to like then hook into this infrastructure where people can start to be inclusive. So AI miners, right? They could also be regular people. Where what we're doing is going to start to implement one-click mining. So you invest a certain amount into buying a GPU, right, and then lending that GPU out, and then earning rewards on that. So I think that'll really help regular people. But I also think that you know we're going to just start to see the ecosystem kind of just shape itself, I think, right? So, but really having all the pieces in place is really important. But yeah, the server technology is really important. And even our GPUs have different VPNs and so forth, so they can proxy and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, that was a lot. I mean, you're definitely the expert to talk on it. On the event side, how excited are you? What is actually your plan to attend and what you guys going to do there?
Yeah, I've been hitting the conference circuit pretty hard lately. But I'll be in Singapore. I'm actually doing a keynote talk at something called the DGen Summit, right?
Yeah.
But we're at the end of the day, we're still all DGens, right? Investing into this technology. But I think so. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to speak there. And then I have myself and 4 other team members, our executives, coming to Token 2049. We didn't get a booth this year, but I think really just being able to, we just had a booth at the Blockchain Futures Conference that was really good. But I think at Token 2049, what we can do is it's just a good time to connect, with your partners, because everyone's there, and then also meet new ones at some of the different side events and things like that. So. As you can see, I'm really down to my, pitch. Like I know exactly what we're building. It's really crazy because in the space, there's a lot of projects or tokens that are saying that they are, an AI token, but they don't. Either they have vaporware or like nothing, right? So it's really cool to see like the space maturing as well, and we're one of those leading companies today, where like when we talk about AI blockchain, the convergence of AI and blockchain. So, being able to, go to these different partner events and then really strike more partnerships is really going to be important as well.
Yeah, wow. It is a lot. So definitely going conferences and attending events, it's important in our industry. And Peter, was really, really nice to host you today at Voice of Crypto. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, I think what I want to say is don't be scared of AI, right?
Yeah.
Embrace it because it's kind of like the calculator. Like I'm not mad at my calculator because it can add better than me, right? And we saw what the calculator did; it created the modern day computer. So with AI, I think it's nothing that we should be scared of. It's a tool to help us, elevate. I think as humanity, and then also really. Help us do things a lot more efficiently. And really, I think it's going to spark the next industrial revolution. And there's, I think, a lot of opportunities that are going to be created from AI versus, where people are scared like it's going to take their job, right? Like when, with farming, right? When they created farming equipment, a lot of farmers didn't have the same jobs, but they leveraged new technology and were able to feed more people around the world, right? So I still think that same principle is going to be applied to what's going to happen here with AI.
Nice, nice. And where is the best place to find everything about the project?
Yeah, you can go to www.gptprotocol.com. We're, I think, the most active in Telegram, but also the Discord's pretty active as well. Then if you look at our Twitter, it's GPT_protocol on Twitter or X, right? You can see all the latest updates. We are posting every day. So, don't be sure to miss it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we'll definitely see you at the Digen Summit. I hope you have an incredible time out there.
Thanks for having me, Hemilly. You're going to be there, right? So I get to meet you, correct?
No, no, I'm not gonna be there.
Oh,
I'm just
oh,
listening. But
okay.
yeah, maybe the next one. And but if you come to London, I'll definitely love to meet you in person.
Awesome, awesome. I will let you know next time I'm there.
Okay, thank you so much. So yes, guys, we just done with another live, and make sure to go to Voice of Crypto, get your tickets. This event is so bullish, and it's a lot of things going on. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and I see you on the next one. Thank you.